Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna talk about word processing software that's out there to help you on your journey to becoming a writer. Programs that I'm gonna talk to you about are programs that either I use myself or that I have heard a lot about. I went out there to do some research so I would be abreast of the situation nowadays because I've been using my same programs that I use for some years now, and I am gonna talk to you about one program in particular that is like a big topic of conversation lately. The one thing that I noticed, it's always been like this, but it was almost tripled. It was the amount of word processing programs out there that are either cheap or free. With that said, because it's free doesn't mean that it's good or good enough. So when I looked through them, I kind of had a little list in my mind of the things that I need in order to use a word processing program and for me to be able to recommend it to you with like a straight face, because I'm not gonna recommend something that I wouldn't use myself. With that said, let's keep in mind that everybody learns differently, everybody likes different things. So just because I recommend you a program, it doesn't mean that you're gonna love it. It doesn't mean that you're gonna hate it. Hopefully it'll be helpful enough for you, and I'm gonna give you enough choices where you can probably find one to be like, oh yes, I like this is the one I shall use, or whatever. So hopefully not in that voice because that would be freaky, but you know what I mean. The first program I'm gonna talk to you about is the program that I mostly use today, and it is not a free program. There are two programs I'm gonna talk to you about today that are not free. The rest of them are. That program that I use is Microsoft Word. It's pretty much the standard program out there for writing, and if you are thinking of publishing, I would advise you to get a program that is similar to Word or that is Word, because most publishing houses, even if you're doing ebook, most publishers and distributors want your documents that you send them on a .doc or .docx format, which is the Word extension. So that's also one of the reasons why I got Word. I started using Word 2010, but it wasn't the full program. It was a free program that they had with the computers that you bought. It was called Word Starter, I believe, and I used that for a long time, but it didn't have all the features that I needed. So when the time came for me to actually publish something, and when I found the publisher or the distributor that I wanted to go with for my ebook, I realized that all the rules, all the formattings, the tutorials of how to do stuff was based on Word. So I was like, come on, I really need to get Word. So I got it for free. Not because I stole it, but because, for Christmas, my parents usually buy me a gift that's around $100. And she asked me, and I was like, I want Word. And, I know it's like a little box, and your parents would be like, what? You're going to pay $100 for a card? But she knew how passionate I was about my writing and about actually being able to publish, that she was all for it, and she got it for me. Of course, I got the cheapest one because there's different kinds of Word software. I got the one that you don't have to pay a subscription for. Yes, you can only use it in one computer, but it was like 70 something dollars, maybe close to 80 with tax. And I know I have the program. It's not like I have to keep paying every year to use it. At least this was in 2013, so I don't know if that kind of program is available, but it's the one I got, and I am very happy with it. Now, with that said, and after going back and using some of those programs that I used before I had Word for this video, I don't know if they updated some things and added some stuff, but I believe you can probably do about everything you do in Word with some of these other programs I'm gonna talk to you about. So besides publishers and distributors, also editors, if you have one or if you're planning on getting one, do usually want you to send them stuff in .doc or .docx. So whatever program you use, even if it's Word or not, just make sure that it has the capability of saving as doc. It'll save you a lot of headache if you do that. So the second program I'm going to talk to you about is one that I encountered as I was doing my research for this video, and And it was like a big thing out there, like authors were giving their firstborns for this program. Like, oh my gosh, this is heaven sent. This is the only program that we'll ever need. Screw Word. This is what we're going with. And I was like, wow, it's like, what is this program? I must know. So the program is called Scrivener, and it is a lot cheaper than Word. It is $40 for PC, $45 for Mac, and it does have a 30-day free trial that you can, download and use to see if you liked it. So, hello, I did that. I went and I downloaded the program and I opened it up. The first thing that you see is, two little windows. One of them has like the user manual and some tutorials for it. And then next to that, it tells you like what you want to open, like a blank document, fiction, non-fiction, screenwriting, or miscellaneous, which I thought, oh, this is cool. I was getting excited. This is like, wow, and one particular aspect that I have read about it is that as you write, it actually formats it as standard submission format. So, you don't have to worry about formatting after you're done writing because it does it for you. It also says that it can format for ebook, but I don't know how much I believe that, just because of the fact that I know that not all e-publishers want the same format. But anyways, I don't know for sure. So I was excited, go in, open the program, and then it hit me. It hit me like a ton of bricks, people. I was like, no, PTSD. I was like, it is Y Writer all over again. It is the son of Satan, Y Writer. Now, obviously, Y Writer is a program that is still out there, I believe, and is one that I used in the past. It's the program I was using that time. I told you I lost half of my story, and stuff wouldn't open, and format and get all messed up. So I obviously had this bad experience with Y Writer, and when I saw the Scrivener was a lot like that, it kind of booked me a little bit. It's one of those programs where you kind of have a lot of things all over the place. For example, you have a folder for each chapter. Then within that folder, you have subfolders for each of scenes, and then you get to add characters and add locations and add items and all these different things, and then you have notes and all other stuff, and then they compile everything, and it supposedly makes your story wonderful and great. That's too much of a hassle for me. It is a headache. I don't understand it quite well. I don't think I'm gonna use Scrivener because I don't think that it's gonna make it easier for me. It's just gonna make it more stressful, and I don't need any more stress in my life. I don't see myself using Scrivener, but that doesn't mean that it's not the perfect, absolute, wonderful gift from God for you. You have 30 days to try it out. So what I do recommend you doing is please read the user manual and watch as many tutorials as you can to make your journey a lot easier. With that said, many people I read about love the program and say they will never go back to Word again. So that's my spiel about that program. From now on, all the programs that I'm going to talk to you about are free. And I'm gonna start with the top ones that I recommend. I call them the trifecta of Word clone. There's 3 programs. They are basically Word, but free. In the past, these are one of these programs in particular was the one that I used the most. Going back to them now, I see that they have a lot of the same things that I thought they didn't have before. So those programs are WPS Writer. Then you have LibreOffice Writer, and Apache OpenOffice. All of these programs are kind of like Microsoft Office. It has an Excel clone, PowerPoint clone, kind of stuff. And their writing and word processing programs are excellent. They all have, spell checker, word counts. They allow you formatting your own way. They let you open Word documents. In all of them, you can save as .doc or docx. Some of them also allow you to do HTML, text, RTF. So, they have everything that you need. They have the little Pilcrow thing that shows you the formatting that I really like. They're easy enough to use that you're not going to get all frustrated about it. And they're widely used, so you have a lot of people out there that can tell you how to use it if you get stuck. As it is right now, I think that if I used any of those 3 programs, that I will be able to do, you know, my journey from writing my first draft all the way to publishing using just any of those trifecta of programs. With that said, each one of them have little specific things that differentiate them, and their looks are a little different. OpenOffice has a little button where you can export directly from PDF. LibreOffice also lets you export as PDF. Also, with the LibreOffice Writer, you get an autocorrect options, which is a little cool tool where you can actually tell them, okay, every time that I type this, I want you to put this character in, which is usually good when you do like two little dashes and you really want an M dash or something like that. Then you can put it, so every time you do that, it does what you want. And also sometimes where the dialog tags, they're like all pretty and normal, and then you go back and they're like straight and freaky. I don't know why that happens, but you can fix that also with this kind of little autocorrect with options thing. Also, LibreOffice has a button on top for page break, which the other programs also have the ability to make page break, but this is like kind of, it's just an easy way of doing it. Now, besides the trifecta of clones, there's other programs out there that I saw and figured out, you know what, I want to try this program. This program looks pretty good. And the first one of these programs is AbiWord, ABIWORD. Is a pretty cool program. It has some tools that caught my attention. For example, you get to set your language for your document, which if you write in more than one language is a cool feature to have. The highlighting feature for it is so pretty and cool. I don't know, I just thought it was really pretty. So also has a document history where you can compare your documents and you can revise it and compare your revisions and stuff like that, which I think is pretty cool. It doesn't have the abilities to make a TOC, as far as I know, a hyperlink TOC, which is very important for your readers, especially when you're doing ebooks, because you don't want the poor person to have to like scroll to millions of pages to get to where they left off. So a TOC, I use a TOC, is a table of contents that's hyperlinked. It's like super important to me, and this one, as far as I know, doesn't have it. Unless it does, and I just couldn't figure out how to do it. If you know of this program and you know that you can actually do it, let me know in the comments below how to. I'm not sure if it has the Pilcrow for the formatting, but it does have a cool option where you can collaborate with other authors. And I think that's kind of cool. I want to try it. I'm going to look into it and see how to do it. And I think that'll be cool. The next program is AbleWord. It does save as DOC, DOCX, PDF, RTF, text, HTML, which is cool. It has the spell checker, word count. You can format your paragraphs, insert the page breaks that I was talking to you about. It has the little Pilcrow. You can import PDF documents into it. And it does have this really cool thing when you can do like a print preview and you can actually write on it. And I don't know why, it just caught my attention, and I was like a cat with the little lights in a wall. I was like, oh, I must use it. I want to use it. It looks so cool. So yeah, it's not a very cluttered. So if you're a person that gets really like frustrated and really intimidated when you see like a program with millions of buttons and millions of features, and you're like, no, what did I do? Well, this might be the program for you, because it doesn't have a whole bunch of features, but it almost has just what you need. You know, just enough features for you to do your thing and don't have to worry about all the extra things that you don't even know what they do. When I looked at this program, I was like, after the trifecta, I have to say, I really like this one for doing the whole process. So check it out. Let me know what you think about it. And then, of course, we have a program that is called Sigil. I've heard about it, as you know, a lot of people think it's a really great program. And it's mostly, well, I would say not mostly, I would say it is geared towards e-publishing. It saves only as EPUB file. So you can import anything besides EPUB, HTML, or text. You don't get to format your paragraphs. It has no Pilcrow, but it does have a spell check, and it also has a TOC generator, which is a table of contents. And it has a cool feature that lets you add your cover right there for your ebook. It doesn't allow you to make it there, but if you already have a cover, you can just press the button and boop, it puts it in there right there. And I believe, especially if you want to do Kindle, because I'm pretty sure the formatting that this program has is especially for Kindle or those that are EPUB readers. Um, so yeah, I would check first and make sure that everything formatting wise is on point with the publisher that you choose or the distributor that you choose before you actually send stuff in, because you might get stuff back. And then the last one I want to talk to you about is Google Docs. Google Docs is a program that you have to be online to use, but it's also a program that, at least in my local library, is one of the programs that is like the go-to program for it. Some of the computers do have Open Office, but I think that's because people have downloaded it in there without them knowing, because mostly they're all about Google Docs. And as long as you have an online, um, you have the capability to be online, then that would be okay. One of the things that I like about Google Docs is that it has a little button to clear all formatting, which actually is something that after you write your story, you want to do before you actually start doing the formatting that is required of you. So that little button is kind of like a plus for me. Cool thing is that as you work, Google Docs saves your progress every few minutes. It does save it to Google Drive, and you cannot do like save as and save it in different places. It's something that I like doing, but you can't really do it with that. You can, though, copy and paste it and send it to yourself in an email, and then some people say that that way you can save it somewhere else. But like, I don't know if then you can open it anywhere else, or if you're gonna have to open it with Google Docs anyway. So that for me is kind of iffy because I'm not online all the time when I'm writing, and sometimes if you like to write outside or something, take your laptop with you or your phone or whatever, and you're not online, then that could be a little downside to it. It does have some add-ons, like when you start with it, it doesn't have a lot of features, but there's add-ons that you can put into it to have more options. Like I added a thesaurus, a program to put accents, because when I write in Spanish I need that. I put Pro Writing Aid, which is kind of like help you a little bit with editing, and a thing to do the table of contents, which supposedly you can make a hyperlink table of contents, but it's iffy and it kind of leaves like a little flag on it or something. With that said, if you don't have a computer and the way of you to be able to write is by going to your local library and they have Google Docs, then go ahead and use Google Docs, because that's going to be pretty good, and I'm sure you can probably work all the way through. I am going to try it. I am going to try to do maybe a short story and see if I can do all the way from first draft to publication with it. Keep in mind that these other programs are free and you get to try them out. So go ahead and try them out. You can uninstall it. I mean, install, uninstall. I do that all the time. Now, there are other programs out there that don't have all like the fuzz, not all the whistles and all of that stuff, which those programs for me are more like first draft programs where you just want to write and you don't want to worry about publishing, formatting, or anything like that. They're really good for first drafts, and when I do the video on first drafts, I'll talk to you about them, the ones that I found that I like. So that's it for my word processing programs video. If there is any particular program that I left out that for you is like the maximum and it is either really cheap or free, please put it down in the comments below so everybody has a chance to check it out, and comment on the video itself if you want. Also, if you enjoyed the video, make sure that you press the like button or a thumbs up or whatever it is. And I will see you on next time. I hope that you have an awesome day, and thanks for watching. Bye!